Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back, and welcome to our last day of blending to make compound words. So as you know, this week we are blending, which is when we take a bunch of separate things and put them together or combine them to make something new, to make one new thing. We're working with compound words, which are big words that have two or more little words inside of them. So what are we blending? We're blending the smaller words into the bigger word, and that's how we make a compound word. So over the course of this week, you guys have all had a lot of practice with blending to make compound words. So that means today I'm going to make it the trickiest version of all. I am not going to tell you the 4 compound words we're working with before we start, because I want you to use your listening ears and your blending skills to figure that out on your own. And the other days, I was blending with you. I was saying the smaller words closer and closer together until they were combined. But today, I'm not going to do that. Today, you're going to do that. I know that you're going to be able to, and I'll be here to help you if you're really, really tricked. But I think using all of the practice and the stuff that we've learned this week, that you guys are going to be excellent at blending to make compound words. So let's take a look at the first 2 little words that we have. The first 2 words are camp and fire. Camp, fire. So the first 2 words that we're trying to combine are camp and fire. And remember, to make a compound word, both of those little words need to have their own meanings. So let's make sure that they do. First, let's look at the word camp. Does the word camp have its own meaning? Yes, it does. A camp is a place that people set up to stay and to sleep when they're traveling or hiking or moving through somewhere, and it's not their home and it's not a hotel. So usually you set up a tent and you have food at a camp, and that's a place that you're staying just for a short time, either on vacation or either because you're hiking through somewhere. So camp has its own meaning. Then we have the word fire, and we already know about the word fire. Fire is a reaction that causes a lot of light and heat, and it burns, right? So we worked with the word fire when we were working with the compound word firefly. So we already know that fire has its own meaning. So can we combine the words camp and fire to make a compound word? Why don't you try saying the words camp and fire closer and closer together? Camp, fire. Did you get it? It's campfire. So when you combine the separate words camp and fire, which both have their own meanings, you get the new word campfire, which is a fire at a campsite. We make campfire so that we can keep warm while we're camping, so we can make our food, and especially so that we can roast marshmallows. So it makes a lot of sense that a campfire is named a campfire because it's a fire that we make while camping. The next 2 words are water and melon. Water, melon. So now we have the 2 separate words, water and melon. Let's talk about those 2 words and make sure that they both have their own meanings. So the word water definitely has its own meaning. We know what water is. Water is that liquid substance that comes out of our sinks and our bathtub faucets. We can drink water, and water makes things wet. We know what water is. Now let's talk about the word melon. A melon is a fruit that's round, and it usually has a lot of seeds inside, and it's super sweet. There are lots of different kinds of melons. You probably see like honeydew and cantaloupe at the store. You've probably already tried them. So what compound word might we get when we combine water and melon? Water, melon. Can you say those words closer and closer together? Water, melon. It's watermelon. You got it. So when we blend the separate words water and melon together, we get the compound word watermelon, which is a type of melon with a lot of watery juice in it, right? A watermelon is very juicy. So that's why it's called a watermelon. The next two words are rain and bow. Rain, bow. So now we have the two separate words, rain and bow. Let's make sure both of those words have their own meanings. So we have the word rain, which is a type of precipitation or water that falls from the clouds. It falls from the sky. And then we have the word bow. And bow has more than one meaning, right? Sometimes we see bows on dresses or we put bows in our hair. A bow is a kind of knot that you tie with a string. But a bow is also a type of tool or weapon that is curved shape. It has an arched shape and you use it with an arrow. So that was the picture I showed you. I showed you a picture of rain falling from a cloud and a picture of a bow with an arrow, which is an arched tool or weapon. So what word do we get when we combine rain and bow, both of which have their own meanings? So can you say rain and bow closer and closer together? Rain, bow. We get rainbow. Exactly. When we blend the separate words rain and bow, we get the compound word rainbow. And think about what a rainbow is and what it looks like. A rainbow is an arch in the sky. It has the same shape as a bow from a bow and arrow, right? They're both arches. So a rainbow is an arch in the sky and it comes after it rains. So when we combine the rain and bow, we get rainbow. The last two words are quick and sand. Quick, sand. And last we have the two words quick and sand. And guess what, you guys? Both words have their own separate meanings. The word quick means really, really fast, which is why the picture for quick was a boy running super fast. Then we have the word sand. And sand is a substance or material that you've probably all seen at the beach, or you've definitely all seen in the sand table. So sand is a substance or material that's teeny, teeny, tiny little pieces of rock. Okay? So both quick and sand have their own meanings. Now, what compound word do we get by blending them? Quick, sand. We get quicksand, like what this guy is sinking into. That's right. The separate words quick and sand can be blended together to form the compound word quicksand. And quicksand has a meaning of its own. Quicksand is a type of loose, wet sand that sucks things into it. So if something heavy is on quicksand, it will sink down. Quicksand isn't quick or fast like the runner in the picture. And it isn't the same type of sand that we find at the beach or in our sands table. Quicksand is its own special kind of sand. So when we combine the two separate words, quick and sand, we get the compound word quicksand, which has a whole new meaning. That's why it's a compound word. Let's do a roller coaster cheer because you guys finally finished blending compound words. So start at the bottom, put your little people on. Chick, chick, chick. Woo, 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 ah! Bye for now. I will see you tomorrow when we will do journal writing.